Tonight, an update on the tuberculosis case at Troy University.
Plus, students learn about other cultures during International Education Week. Stay tuned. TrojanVision Nightly News starts now.
From the high-definition digital production center on the Troy campus, with news from Troy University locations around the world, this is TrojanVision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to TrojanVision Nightly News for November 15th, 2011. I'm Yasmin Hill.
And I'm Courtney Steele. Thank you for joining us this evening. An update tonight on the tuberculosis case on campus. After initial testing, it appears the university is in the clear. The Alabama Department of Public Health has informed Troy University officials that at this time, no additional cases of active tuberculosis have been identified. ADPH says that all the individuals in close contact with the initial patient have been identified, and testing will continue until all those identified have been evaluated by the Department of Public Health. In addition, all individuals identified as having been in close contact with the initial patient will be retested in January of 2012, as is recommended by the Department of Public Health.
This week is International Education Week, and all this week the university has activities planned to highlight issues around the world and bring awareness to other cultures. And as Jonathan Suartana tells us, students had a chance to learn about some big issues in a South American neighbor.
The problem is not that there is a shortage of water, but that there is inadequate clean water availability in Peru, according to Dr. Cesar Augusto Lazcano Carrieno. Dr. Carrieno is Peruvian himself and spoke to Troy students Monday on the problem facing Peru in water distribution.
To improve the structure of the reservoirs where water is available. Also to improve water resources, like if we have water at some place, we could be able to take it somewhere else, even if it's far away. And try to follow the laws so we don't contaminate the water that we have available.
Due to inadequate hygiene education and an inadequate supply of clean water for sanitation, diarrhea and infections are common in many areas. Dr. Carrieno said hygiene education is not enough to fix the problem. He stressed the need also for improving the reservoirs that hold much of Peru's using water, improving water distribution across the country, and stronger enforcement of the laws already in place designed to prevent mining and industrial projects from contaminating the water.
En el Perú existen cientos de normas.
We have thousands of laws and regulations, but no one really follows them.
Dr. Carrieno's seminar was part of Troy University's International Education Week. Throughout the whole week, there will be events like Dr. Carrieno's seminar aimed to educate Troy students on different issues worldwide. Jonathan Losoratana, Troy, TrojanVision News.
International Education Week continues tomorrow with a coffee and tea tasting on the quad starting at 3:30. It's not unusual for one of Troy University's many bands to put on a concert during the semester.
But it is a little unusual for a musical performance to be tied to a book students are learning about in class. Montgomery has the details.
Troy University's campus band performed Monday night in the Claudia Crosby Theater to the musical piece The Iliad, composed by Robert W. Smith to enhance the reading initiative book Ransom.
The Iliad tonight was to be part of our quality enhancement program, which is our QEP, and it was to help enhance the reading of Ransom, which is the freshman reading book, and help bring it to life as only musicians could.
The musical piece gave a visual component for the students to understand and to see Ransom played out.
You know, one of the things we want to do in the fine arts is show all the different ways that we can connect with the story.
The musical piece is an unfamiliar style to the band, but gave members a new challenge.
Well, we're trying to play lots of different types of music for today's concert, and to have the students in the band be able to play many different types of music and learn things about different styles and tempos and make them better musicians.
Some of the band members enjoyed the challenge and believe they performed well.
I thought we did really well, especially for meeting once a week and not for very long, so I thought we did really well.
The band and conductors felt this performance could help Troy University students appreciate different styles of music.
I hope that they gain a musical experience of veterans music and music of Troy and what Troy is about, and so that they can have just an enjoyable musical experience.
Montgomery, Troy, TrojanVision News.
The next CCFA performance tied to the Common Reader Ransom will be the Odyssey Project this Thursday at 7 in the Trojan Center Theater.
And now taking a look at news from around the state. Former state lawmaker Terry Spicer has changed jobs in anticipation of pleading guilty to a bribery charge. The Elba School Board switched Spicer from superintendent to director of operations. State law won't allow Spicer to remain as superintendent after pleading guilty to a felony charge.
Honda Manufacturing of Alabama officials say they will hire 100 new employees by 2013 at the company's Lincoln plant. It's part of an $84 million expansion plan to increase production capacity at the plant.
Prosecutors in Alabama's gambling corruption case have submitted a list of several hundred possible exhibits they may present at the retrial in January. The list includes items from financial records of some defendants to photos of upscale restaurants where talks about gambling legislation were held.
Still to come on TrojanVision Nightly News, the Trojan basketball team has gotten off to a great start by winning its first home basketball game. Tiffany will be in to let us know what's up next for the team in sports.
But first, hundreds of police in riot gear cleared anti-Wall Street protesters out of a park in Lower Manhattan overnight. We'll have that story when we come back.
Occupy Wall Street protesters evicted from Ducati Park, but fighting in court to get back in. I'm Randall Kingston in New York. I'll have that story.
Welcome home, man.
Over the course of time, Troy has consistently turned out quality graduates.
We're trying to develop future leaders.
If it had not been for Troy University, I would have never had the honor of being the Alabama Teacher of the Year.
We want to educate the mind to think, the heart to feel, the body to act. And we do that within the framework of one real university.
Troy University, in class, online, within reach. Troy.edu.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
Occupy Wall Street protesters returned to the park in New York City after police kicked them out of their makeshift campsite.
Demonstrators and city officials seem unsure of what will happen next. Randall Pinkston reports the latest from New York.
Occupy Wall Street protesters lined the streets outside Zuccotti Park, waiting for police to let them back in.
These guys are getting paid to be here, and we're here because we believe, and they're going to run out of money before we run out of faith.
If you refuse to immediately remove your property from the park or refuse to leave the park, you'll be subject to arrest. New York City police evicted demonstrators overnight to clean the park, promising to let them re-enter but without tents and sleeping bags. Police arrested about 200 protesters who refused to leave.
Unfortunately, the park was becoming a place where people came not to protest, but rather to break laws and in some cases to harm others.
The police moved in after midnight with almost no warning. Mayor Bloomberg says the raid was timed in the middle of the night to minimize disruption from the protesters and to minimize disruption to the neighborhood.
I think it was unnecessarily provocative.
It's just going to rally the troops.
But local merchants complained the protesters' presence hurt their business, and the crowds and noise frustrated residents and workers in the bustling area.
I don't think anyone has a right to take over someone else's property.
Demonstrators say their fight against corporate greed and economic inequality will go on. They are planning a major demonstration on Thursday to mark the 2-month anniversary of the Occupy Wall Street movement. Randall Pinkston, CBS News, New York.
Now Tiffany Lester joins us with sports.
Well, Tiffany, the men's basketball team got off to a great start by actually winning their first home basketball game of the season.
That's true. On Sunday, we had a men's and women's game, a doubleheader, and I'll get into that right now. Troy University's men's basketball team opened their first home game of the season Sunday night, and for many fans, it was an opportunity to see an offense that they haven't seen in a long time. The Trojan men's basketball team opened on their home court Sunday night against LaGrange, and they started off right by winning 116-63. The team has been working hard to learn a new offense, and being able to watch their opponent's press offense system, they got the chance to see the things that they need to fix to be better in the future.
We got to experience a new press offense. They did a very good job. LaGrange did with their press offense. I thought that was good because they showed some different things that we have not seen this season. So we're trying to learn how to press, and those new looks made us recognize something else, and we see some areas again where we have to improve.
With a 1-1 start to the 2011-2012 season, head coach Maestri is confident about games down the road. But he says that the players need to keep conditioning themselves before they head into conference play.
The only way we can be successful is if we're in phenomenal condition, because that's how hard we're going to have to play. But it's early. I mean, it's not, we don't expect them to be in that kind of shape yet. But they don't even know the next level of effort yet that we're going to have to play. So that's what these games are for early in the season.
But while Maestri said that the team needs to work harder, Will Weathers said that they are already in good shape and that wearing the other team down early will benefit them later on in the season.
We're not tired at all, man. Our conditioning workout this offseason was ridiculous. So I think we get them more tired than we're ever tired. And I think that's going to really help us towards the end of the season when we get in conference. When we play conference games, I think teams going to get worn down, and that's when we'll be able to strike.
The men's team will see their next action on November 19th against East Tennessee State University in Johnson City at 4 p.m. The women's basketball team didn't have the same amount of luck as the men's team at their home opener on Sunday night, but head coach Murphy is encouraged by what he has seen in his young team and is looking past this recent loss to a better-looking future.
But I'm really encouraged by what I saw, and you kind of have to see the forest through the trees. This is one of 29 games, and I wasn't sure what to expect out of some people, and some of these guys came through in a big way, and I'm really encouraged about what we can do.
The women will hit the hardwood against Furman University in Greenville, South Carolina on November 17th. Game time is set for 4 p.m. And while the basketball team is just starting, it's still football season, and even though they weren't successful in their search for 6 wins, they aren't giving up on the season. Danielle Percival has the details.
Entering the 2011 season, the Trojan football team had high hopes for finishing at the top of the Sun Belt Conference. The matchup against Florida International was expected to be a matchup of the top 2 teams in the Sun Belt. Instead, it was 2 middle-of-the-pack teams, and on Saturday, the 2 teams at the bottom of the Sun Belt standings will be pitted against one another as Troy placed host to Florida Atlantic. With a 5-game losing streak and hopes for a winning season out of the picture, head coach Larry Blakeney says you just have to keep fighting.
I think you got to take the next best thing, and that being, winning the next game and winning out. Salvage something, get better.
A lot of things that we had set coming into the season, it's kind of out of picture, but, we still have things to play for.
But what things is Davis referring to? When conference titles and bowl hopes have been dashed, what is this team playing for? Even with a 2-7 record, linebacker Kenoris Davis says this team is still trying to earn respect on the field.
We're going to go out there, we're going to fight. Win a record or losing record, you still got to make people respect it. You can't give up when everything is going wrong. That's when you know who your leaders are and who wants to be here and who don't want to be here. It's when you're going through a time like this.
But there's more to it than just earning respect. It's also about pride and momentum heading into the off season.
Just try to carry any little bit of momentum we can over to next season, the spring, carry over the summer and fall workouts. Just anything that can help this team grow and mature over these last 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think you're gonna put a lot of people in check. And when next year roll around, when we start summer workouts, spring workouts, do camp and stuff, I think everybody's gonna work hard, try not to repeat this.
Danielle Percival, Troy, Trojan Vision Sports.
The Trojans face the last place team in the Sun Belt, Florida Atlantic, this Saturday at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Kickoff is set for 2:30. The Troy University men's and women's rodeo team will make their only home appearance of the fall season this weekend when the annual Trojan Stampede comes to the Pike County Cattlemen's Association facility. The Trojan Spurs have a lot to fight for this weekend as the women's team sits in second place in the 8-team Ozark region. With this semester coming to an end, Troy looks to have a great weekend to finish out the fall season.
For the women's team, we're sitting really strong. We're sitting second. We've led the region up until the last rodeo at Southern Arkansas, and now we're sitting second. And it's a pretty big rodeo for us because we would like to finish strong where we can maintain that lead at the end of the semester to kick things off for next spring. Because generally it's hard to play catch up with this region. It's pretty tough.
The rodeo will begin Thursday, November 17th and last through Saturday, November 19th. Gates will open at 5 with performances at 7 each night. Tickets at the gate will be $7 for children and $10 for adults, while advanced tickets will be $5 for children and $8 for adults. So, Courtney, Yasmin, we hope to see a lot of action going on this weekend with the basketball teams and, well, those are away, but the football team will be home at senior day, and the rodeo team is here, and we'll get to see all kinds of action from the rodeo team. So we're wishing them luck as well as the football team.
Definitely. I went to the rodeo team last year, and I had a great time.
I bet.
Definitely encourage everybody to go out.
I love the rodeo. So
Thank you, Tiffany.
Thank you.
Still to come, a new study shows that an experimental drug is showing promising results for raising good cholesterol. We'll have that story after the break.
Plus, the skies are pretty cloudy, but we haven't seen a lot of showers. Should we expect the bomb to fall out tonight later on? Erica?
Well, you may not want to leave your house without a raincoat, and I'll tell you why later in the weather.
Yo, check out this chef, right? Right? That's so gay. That's really gay. Dude, look at those pants.
Please don't say that.
What?
Don't say that something is gay when you mean that something is dumb or stupid. It's insulting. It's like if I thought this pepper shaker was stupid and I said, man, and this pepper shaker is so 16-year-old boy with a cheesy mustache. Just saying. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
At the heart of what we do in the College of Business is care for the students.
We feel like the students are our most important assets.
I have never been anywhere where I've known so many students on first-name basis.
What we try to do at Troy University is provide an experience to students that not only provide the curriculum that allows them to be successful in the business world, but we also try to expand their horizons to reach greater opportunities that maybe they didn't think they were capable of before.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
Doctors are excited about a new experimental drug.
It could eventually help millions of Americans control their cholesterol levels. Sandra Hughes has the findings of a new study from Los Angeles.
He may look fit now, but 2 years ago, Bill Turner's doctor told him his cholesterol was too high.
It's a bit of a wake-up call. My doctor, kept encouraging me to eat a little bit more healthier and exercise more.
Now researchers may have a new weapon in the fight against cholesterol. It's an experimental pill that raises good cholesterol while lowering bad cholesterol levels. Cleveland Clinic researchers looked at almost 400 people who took evacetrapib alone or with other cholesterol-lowering drugs. At the highest dose, the drug was able to raise good cholesterol, or HDL, levels by almost 130% and lowered bad cholesterol, or LDL, levels 36%.
Many people believe, and I am among them, that raising levels of the good cholesterol, of HDL, is the next frontier.
About 1 in 6 adults has high cholesterol. Untreated, it can lead to cardiovascular disease, including stroke and heart attack.
We have to come up with drugs to raise the good cholesterol if we're going to defeat this disease. Right now, we don't have them.
Testing on a similar drug was stopped because it raised blood pressure levels. So far, this new cholesterol pill doesn't seem to have serious side effects. But researchers caution this study only looked at patients for 3 months and that more testing is needed. Sandra Hughes, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And now Derica James joins us with some weather.
So Derica, it's been not as cool as it could be for the middle of November. Will it cool off sometime soon? Is there going to be some rain to cool us off? What's going on?
Well, for the rest of the week, we're mostly going to stay between the 60 and 70 degree range, but we are going to be getting a little cool down over the next 2 days, and I'll get more into that later. But first, let's look at our campus snapshot. As you can see, our days are getting shorter. It's already dark outside, but it's nice and lovely, so you can still go out and enjoy the nice weather just for right now. But as we go into our current conditions, we do have overcast skies, temperature coming in at 76 degrees, dew point at 67 degrees, humidity at 74%, barometers at 29.92 inches and steady, with winds coming from the south at 8 miles per hour. Today's statistics, I have 79, low of 65. There was no rain today. Sunrise at 6:11 a.m. and the sun should set at 4:44 p.m. As we look at the temperatures around the state, we see Huntsville coming in at 70, Birmingham at 71, Montgomery at 72, Troy at 76, Phoenix City at 75, Dothan at 82, and Mobile coming in at 72. And the skies are mostly overcast throughout all out Alabama. But as we look at current temperatures across the southeast, we can see that the temperatures are mostly stay in the 60s and 70s throughout the southeast, with some areas actually in the high 80s, but you can't really feel it because we're not getting much of that direct sunlight. But as we look going towards the west, as we go towards the west, we see that temperatures are steady decreasing, with some areas actually feeling some 20-degree weather. And as we look at our current service, we see that we're starting not to see as many high-pressure systems, but a lot of low-pressure systems. And once those pressure systems and those fronts start to combine together, we may see some rain systems. So as you look right here, we have a stationary front and a low-pressure system missing, and that's giving them some rain out this way. And as you can see, it's a cold front also coming through, so we're going to be getting some cooler temperatures. And those rain systems may be following them. So over the next 48 hours, a lot of the east may be seeing some rain, about 30% chance actually for our area to see some of that rain tonight. So as we look closer, we see that most areas are going to experience about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of rain, but our area should only see half of 1 inch of rain, but you still want to be prepared for a heavy shower. As we look at Wednesday's forecast, we see that rain is going to be about a 50% chance of that rain still being here. But on Thursday, that should move out and we should have a nice sunny day. And also on Friday, it should be nice and clear. And Saturday should be nice and clear. And as we go into tonight's forecast, showers are likely tonight with possible thunderstorms scattered throughout the area with 30% chance. Winds coming from the south at 7 miles per hour with a low of 65. Then going to tomorrow, scattered thunderstorms still throughout the day. Some areas may be seeing severe weather, so you will want to be careful if you're out on the road. And it's the chance is much greater with a 50% chance, with winds coming from the south-southwest at 15 miles per hour. So it's going to be very strong winds mixing with that rain. So please be careful with a high of 80, but you may not really see it. Class outlook, you see it's going to be a nice cool day, so you might want to keep a jacket all day. As we look at our 4-day forecast, we see the only real means of rain is going to be on Wednesday, but the rest of the week is going to be nice and sunny with highs in the 60s. So as you can see, Yasmin, it's going to be much prettier, nice week to go out and enjoy still, except for on Wednesday. Just keep that rain jacket.
We will. Thank you,
you.
Derica.
Thank you.